City Morning Show.
Bienvenidos compañeros, compañeras al Sugar City Morning Show. Ante todo, muy buenos días. Un gran gusto saludarles hoy por la mañana. Good morning and welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's a pleasure to greet you this morning. It is exactly 4 minutes after 7 o'clock. And we're transmitting live from Nortevision Channel 10 here in Orange Walk, and we have arrangements with cable providers that permits our signal to be seen throughout the length and breadth of this beautiful jewel of ours. Also, we are transmitting off the air via the big tower here, and if you live within the 20-mile radius of Orange Walk town, you can actually catch Channel 10 very simply by extending the antennas on a television set. We are also on the internet, ladies and gentlemen, and you very simply have to click onto the YouTube program, and you will be able to get the and you type in the Sugar City Morning Show for the date that you'd like to watch, and voila, by the magic of technology, you have it right in front of you. It's a pleasure to greet you this morning. Si estás cumpliendo años, te deseo muchas, pero muchas felicidades, muchas bendiciones y que la pases muy bien, de maravilla. Si estás celebrando aniversarios, pues es incógnito este punto, porque no sé quiénes son las personas que están celebrando, pero por las dudas, estés celebrando y nos estás viendo, que la pases muy bien, que la pases de maravilla. Compañeros, como siempre, empezando nuestro programa con una oración, como siempre lo hacemos por los últimos 3 años y más, porque tenemos que reconocer y agradecer a nuestro Creador, a este poder superior que nos bendice y que nos da de todo lo que necesitamos. Padre, te doy las gracias por todo, por tus bendiciones, por la vida, por la salud, por las fuerzas, por tu paciencia, por tu misericordia, por tu gracia. Muchas gracias por todo, Padre. Te pido que nos continúes bendiciendo y que nos des lo que tú veas que necesitamos. Te pido, Padre, que tengamos paz en este mundo, que podamos decir que vivimos en un mundo pacífico, en vez de tener que estar viviendo en terror de que alguien esté tumbándome la puerta, o que alguien esté pasando y que dispare, o que también vamos al otro extremo y al otro extremo del mundo de que tan de repente un día voy y ya mi vecindad total ya no existe porque ya se bombardeó. Ayuda a las personas en Siria, Padre. Ayuda también a los políticos que tomen buenas decisiones, que tengan respeto a la vida. También, Padre, te pido por todos nosotros aquí, por mis compañeros de trabajo, por mis familiares, por mis amistades, por todas las personas, que hoy podamos ser mejores personas, más humildes, más agradecidos y más generosos uno con el otro. Padre, te bendecimos, te glorificamos y te adoramos siempre. Amén. Compañeros, hoy por la mañana debimos de tener un invitado muy especial, pero desafortunadamente nos llamó a decir de que esta mañana de que no estará aquí, así que estará aquí mañana por la mañana. Pues nosotros entendemos que los ministros pueden estar bastante ocupados, pero especialmente siendo que hoy es martes, pero vamos a esperar para mañana. Compañeros, son las 7:09. Vamos a una pausa rápidamente y estaremos con ustedes luego de estos anuncios.
When it comes to running my business, I have to ensure that my office is always connected and that my service is the best. This is exactly what I need from my internet provider at my home also. That's why I chose Diginet. It's fast, reliable, and most importantly, it's affordable. With Diginet, I get a reliable connection plus 6 gigabytes free mobile data each month to use while I'm on the go, all for just $99. This is big savings for me. Diginet gives me the edge I need to take my business to the next level, right from home. Visit your nearest BTL office to find out more about Diginet and how you can save, just like me.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Maintaining steadiness, consolidating stability, advancing growth.
Our priorities for the budget, fiscal year 2018-2019, are to continue to provide resources for investments in physical infrastructure, mainly roads and bridges, for education and health, for poverty alleviation, and for citizen security and defense. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, we grasp the nettle with both hands. We rise to meet the challenges, and we will overcome them. This year's budget is structured accordingly, and there therefore can and will be no retreat from our signature pro-poor policies. No retreat from Boost and Food Pantry, no retreat from the apprenticeship program, no retreat from the high school subsidies, no retreat from the payment by GOB for students' CXC exams, no retreat from the funding of the second chance opportunities, no retreat from tuition assistance, no retreat from the plethora of full scholarships, no retreat from the construction of new classrooms, no retreat from new rural water supply systems, health posts, and hospitals, certainly in San Pedro, which we hope to fund from a public-private mix, and also from PG. That's the next priority.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. It's exactly 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. And it's always a pleasure to say good morning and welcome to Checky. Good morning, Checky. ¿Cómo estás?
Good morning, Emmanuel. How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing quite well, actually.
Okay. Well, good morning to one and all, everyone out there. Emmanuel, you can go through this meantime. I talk a little bit so you can get familiar. I happen to, to get the real confirmation of the funeral arrangements for the late Elgin, and Emmanuel will be doing the honors to share it with us in a very short while. But we want to say good morning to you all and welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's a lovely, beautiful Tuesday morning to all kids going back to school today. What a wonderful morning, what a wonderful, beautiful day. All moms waking up, all workers, public service, good morning to one and all. We send out our condolences to the police department as well of the passing of one of their officer, a very strong character that was in the force. He was here once again. You happened to see his picture yesterday?
Actually, yes, and I spoke with an officer last night.
Okay.
And he showed me the picture.
So you remember him?
Yes,
okay.
I remember he was on the show. Well, it is with profound sadness that we, again,
stop on it, Emmanuel.
We announced the death of Mr. Arthur Elgin Young Sr. Actually, he died April 9th. He was born March 10th, 1943, died April 9th, which was last week, Monday, if I'm not mistaken. He is predeceased by parents Arthur and Edna Young, brothers Valentine and Alvin, and son Lorne Lesby. Survived by wife Miss Yolanda Lopez Young, daughters Esther Lisby Silva and Gina Young, sons Jose Trophy Lisby, Robert Lisby, and Elgin Ginito Young, brother Bernard Young, sisters Dana Young, Burgess, and Charlene Young. Also survived by grandchildren Melanie, Charles, and Earl Augustine, Lorne, Lorena, Leroy, Lisette, Josie, Gina, and Robert Lisby, Shanisa Wade, and Edwin Leiva. 3 great-grandchildren, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, sisters, and brothers-in-law, other relatives, and friends. A wake will be held on Friday, April 20th at 2 Punta Gorda Street, Orange Walk Town. Now, this is this Friday, April 20th.
Friday is going to be the 19th, Emmanuel. I think
The
there's
19th?
a little error there.
It says Friday, April 19th. April 20th. Okay, so the 20th.
Yeah, 20th. Yeah, 20th. It's correct.
It's correct?
Yeah, it's correct. It's correct.
It's correct?
My bad.
So, he's bad. Okay. So, the information is correct. My apologies there. Friday, April 20th at number 2 Punta Gorda Street, Orange Walk Town. Funeral services will be held on Saturday, April 21st, 2018 at 2 p.m. The body will lie in state at 1 p.m. at the Orange Walk Baptist Church, 22 Corozal Street, Orange Walk Town, which is right nearby to the residence. May he rest in peace and rise in glory. So, compañeros, aquí el anuncio oficial de la familia acerca del fallecimiento del señor Elgin Young, esposo de la señora, difunto esposo de la señora Yolanda López Young. Pues todos conocemos a la señora Yoli y es una persona muy cerca a nuestras familias, así que tomamos este tiempo para enviarle el más sincero pésame a la familia, en particular a la señora Yolanda López y a sus hijos y sus hijas. Se llevará a cabo el velorio este viernes en su residencia, que este viernes, abril 20, en su residencia número 2, Punta Gorda, calle Punta Gorda, aquí en el pueblo de Orange Walk. Y entonces los servicios fúnebres se llevarán a cabo del sábado 21 de abril a las 2 por la tarde. El cuerpo estará en reposo en la iglesia, la iglesia Orange Walk Baptist Church, ok, en la calle Corozal, que si es que estás, si vives en esa área, pues te das cuenta de que está bastante cerca la residencia.
Which one? The
Corozal
church?
and Punta Gorda.
Yeah, because
yes.
both of them are in the Uniontown area.
Exactly so. Así que se le informa a todas las personas que estén, que sean familia o amistades, que de esto, por favor, tomarlo en cuenta. El viernes el velorio y el sábado por la tarde los servicios fúnebres para el señor Elgin. Elgin trabajó muchos años en la fábrica.
Yeah, BSI.
He worked for many years, and I'm sure that he is well known and has made a lot of friends over the years. So again, we extend our deepest condolences to the family.
That's right, and with due respect to the family, we continue with our regular programming for this morning. It's Tuesday, Emmanuel, and in a short while we'll be hearing from Delve. We usually have our contribution on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know, and we're here this morning. We saw that robbery, not the robbery, but the shooting that took place in Ranchito, in the Corozal district, Corozal town. We'll be touching a little bit on that, what we learned from the story that was out there, but the hottest thing right now is still about this voting that took place in Guatemala on Sunday, no? Because we can see that by some of the interviews, a lot of people are not really informed, some of them are not.
Well,
really
I saw a lot of the interviews, and as a matter of fact, the interviews, do we have Delve?
Yeah, we have Delve. Good morning, Delve, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Sophia, Mr. Emmanuel.
¿Cómo estás? How you doing?
Estoy bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Y usted?
Oh, muy bien, gracias. Me imagino de que es un día precioso en San Pedro.
Sí, bien fresco.
Sí, y el cielo despejado completamente.
Sí, it is clearing up. I don't know how to translate that part in Spanish. But it has cleared up.
What was the weather like Sunday in San Pedro, Delve? Between Sunday morning
and Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, what was the weather like?
Very windy. Because I was at home in the morning, I normally do my devotion, and so I heard the wind blowing and leaves flying, because I have like mangroves behind the house, and the mangrove leaves are lashing against the rooftop.
Sound like
strong. It was like a tropical storm / hurricane kind of wind that morning. Very strong winds. And the tide rose very high.
It was a very vigorous. I had
water in the yard as well, so.
Yeah, well, thank God that everything is good and safe in San Pedro. So what you have for us inspired us this morning, like Emmanuel usually says.
Yes. All right. This morning I have entitled Sooner Rather Than Late. Sooner rather than late.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's amazing how one man died on the cross to pay for our sins. The story has been told over and over and over, but does it really stick within? Everyone wants promotion and not think about the cost. We want a bright future, but planted no seed in the past. Before Jesus came into existence, it was foretold of his birth that he would be a living sacrifice for all that we are worth. Did he have to? Well, indeed, he had a choice. That he prayed and sweat like blood came from his face. If the cup would be removed from him, he would have had it another way. But not my will, but your will, O Lord, were the words from his voice. An act of love for sinners like you and me, he paid a price on a cross, that we may not live all of eternity suffering a loss. But sin is sweet, we say. We weren't born to be saints. consequences of sin is death. There will be a judgment day, and Jesus is waiting. He is calling. Come to him before it's too late.
So sooner rather than later.
Rather than late.
Okay, rather than late. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Right, now I get the picture. Delvi, the call, you're making a call to people, a call for change to people.
Yes.
Call to change. In other words, make up your minds now rather than
Late.
it being late for you.
Yes.
Because, well, thank you very, very much, Delvi. I particularly enjoyed this one. It's a call to conscience. It's a call that says, people, we need to change. We need to do it now.
We need to wake up.
We need to wake
We
up.
need to wake up, yes. Yes.
Thank you, Delvi. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's now 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. Emmanuel, we take our break now.
Yes, we can take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll be talking Guatemala, referendum, Belize, Anglo-Guatemala Treaty. We'll be talking about all of that. Don't go away.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Why go anywhere else on vacation when an unforgettable experience awaits you right here in your own backyard? Explore southern Belize, home to the Cacao Trail, the historically rich Maya, and our illustrious southern heritage. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a cacao tour, relax by the river, or enjoy a basket weaving demonstration. Stop in for some delicious southern food. Come and enjoy some good old-fashioned southern hospitality. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
A fast and reliable internet connection is crucial to the success of any business. That's why we at Pink Boutique chose DigiNet. Not only is it affordable, but it is service we can depend on to keep our business running 24/7. Plus, our DigiNet business plan allows us to stay ahead of the competition. For only $99, we get a dependable fiber connection at super fast speeds. Visit your nearest BTL office and ask about how DigiNet can enhance your business today.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Hallover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking, plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The Government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. It's exactly 31 minutes after 7 o'clock, 29 minutes before 8. And welcome to this segment of the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos, compañeros, a este segmento donde vamos a estar hablando acerca de, obviamente, lo que es pertinente ahorita. Lo que se está discutiendo ahorita es el resultado de la encuesta popular en Guatemala, donde el 96%, 95.8% de los votantes votaron sí a la pregunta que se les hizo, y nosotros aquí en Belice debemos de estar yendo a nuestra encuesta popular, pero no se ha declarado, no se ha dicho exactamente cuándo será eso, pero hay un proceso que necesita por fuerza suceder antes de que esto suceda, y esto es la registración, es más, la re-registration de todos los votantes, porque queremos saber quiénes son votantes vigentes y quiénes no. Y ya luego que eso suceda, entonces vamos a tener nuestra encuesta popular. El nombre encuesta popular es simplemente el referéndum. Ese es el nombre, se traduce como eso, o la votación popular. ¿Ok? Pero recuerden de que lo que les van a estar preguntando es una pregunta bastante simple, y queremos ponerlo muy en claro from the very beginning. We have to say it very clearly from the beginning. That this is the question that was asked of Guatemalans on Sunday, and this is the very same question that is going to be asked of Belizeans whenever it comes. And the question is, do you agree that any legal claim of Guatemala against Belize relating to land and insular territories and to any maritime areas pertaining to these territories should be submitted to the International Court of Justice for final settlement, and that it determine finally the boundaries of the respective territories and areas of the parties? Eso es la pregunta que se le va a estar haciendo a las personas cuando vayan a dar su voto.
Explain why does it say legal claim?
Well, because International Court of Justice will base on legality. Okay? A court, like the interviewer yesterday, one of the persons being interviewed yesterday was commenting about courts. The courts will not consider anything else except law. In other words, what is the legality of the situation? You can't go to court and subscribe to sympathy.
Yeriso and shushu.
And yeriso and shushu.
That no work there.
That no work there. Oh, please, Mr. Man, please, Mr. Judge, please make note of this. No. Legality of this. So they have to put in the work there. Now this question here it took a while for it to be drafted. It took a lot of pondering before it was actually released, because every word was studied before it was actually included. Do you agree that any legal claim, go like, well, there's only one, but so suppose Guatemala come up with another one.
Yeah.
That any legal claim.
So that word "any" is a very big word in there.
Against Belize relating to land and insular areas and to any maritime, it says land and insular territories and to any maritime areas pertaining to these territories should be submitted to the International Court of Justice for final settlement, and that it determine finally the boundaries of the respective territories and areas of the parties.
Okay, so afterwards they can't put anything else in there?
No. It's a final settlement.
So when Belizeans go and vote for that, they know exactly what they are voting for. This is what will be presented
This is
at the ICJ.
question that is going to be, this is the question that was presented to the Guatemalans on Sunday, and the answer, yes, was to this question.
Yeah, and that question there was put together by both parties, right? Both countries.
Obviously, it had to be agreed upon by both parties when Belize and Guatemala committed to the process. But first, they had to do the referendum, because you need the authority of the people of the both countries to go to the ICJ. Remember that.
Yeah, I don't know if this is correct. What the people have right there, Emmanuel, but this comes from one of the media pages there. It said, with the majority of Guatemalans who turned out to vote in their referendum, voting yes to take the Belize-Guatemala territorial dispute to the ICJ, should Belizeans vote yes or no? It said, vote below and tell us why in the comments section, and don't forget to like the comment. And I have something here, so it said, yes to the ICJ, 8%, and no to the ICJ, 92%. He said this poll ends in 6 days.
I think that whoever is promoting that poll is wrong because of one reason. Because the way that person has concocted the question, it is putting it in a scenario, a conditional. Because the Guatemalans have voted yes, then how are we going to vote? Are we going to be on a perennial position that says, oh, we're going to go against Guatemala for anything and everything that they say? So are you trying to induce me to vote no?
But it's not only going against Guatemala, Emmanuel. It's going against what we want settled.
So I don't like that question, that poll. I will not even bother, and I hope people don't even bother answering it.
But watch for the percentage they have it, 90%.
Because only 5 people have voted, and perhaps 4 people have voted no, and 1 has voted yet, and that explains the percentage.
But there are things like this not even supposed to be circling in our something like this. What is happening right now, Emmanuel?
I think that is rather childish. And it works against what we really want. Don't we want to settle the dispute? Do you want like the Guatemala? And I'm going to openly talk about that. Yesterday I had the privilege of listening to the people, the Guatemalans being interviewed. Did you see that?
I saw some of them. Some of the people, then they say, well, that just for define the border. That just for make we know what the marking there. Some of them say that is something peaceful. Some of them say...
But did you listen to the Guatemalan, the ex-ambassador or the ex-foreign minister?
Foreign Minister Morales?
Yes.
I mean, he have an interview, yes. I have an interview. But where he depend, he said that he just bring out his opinion, but then they got some kind of question where he tried to divert from, no?
At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, as Assad said, and I refer to Assad Schuman because he is one of the leading figures when it comes to the Belize-Guatemala problem. Along with my brother and other people, these people have been discussions, have been in negotiations, have been in all sorts of activities trying to find solution to the Guatemalan claim for not 2 years, not 3 years, not 5 years, not even 10, not even 20, but for a long, long time. I can recall my brother being involved in this from the late 70s, early 80s, where it's been
president in, president out.
President in, president out, between negotiations and going to the OAS and meetings in Miami and meetings in New York and meetings in Washington and so forth and so forth. And it has resulted to zilch, to nothing. Are we willing to go let this continue forever and ever and ever? What are we, is this the legacy that we're leaving our children? The problems with our borders? Don't we want to settle this once and for all, knowing very clearly that we are going to, the courts are not going to vote against the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Belize. No court will do that. And I'm surprised that people would think that the court is going to say, oh, Guatemala is going to take half of the country.
And I don't think they're going to sell out judges neither.
For God's sake, grow up.
You can't buy out them people.
You can't. The Treaty of 1859 is very clear, ladies and gentlemen, and is binding. And it's very, very clear. And this is a legal instrument that clearly puts the borders of the country. The problem is that Guatemala says that they don't respect the treaty because they feel that Guatemala was coerced into signing the deal. Was coerced meaning kind of a little forced into signing the treaty because England had, and I will go through the treaty right now with you so you understand. So you know. I'm going to read through the entire Guatemalan Treaty right now, so you know. So let's do that right now. The Anglo-Guatemalan Treaty, 1859, which is a convention, which is an agreement signed between Great Britain and Guatemala relative to the boundary of British Honduras. Now, you must note the tone of the convention. This is not a convention that says, oh, we're doing this because we are getting something in return. Guatemala is going to, Britain is going to give us 50,000. So relative to the what they're going to give us, we're going to cede. We're going to cede the territory of Belize to England. No, it does not say that. Guatemala have nothing for cede in the first place. because it never inherited from Spain. Signed at Guatemala, April 30th, 1859. He says, whereas the boundary between Her Britannic Majesty's settlement and the possessions in the Bay of Honduras and in the territories of the Republic of Guatemala has not yet been ascertained and marked out, Her Majesty, the Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland and the Republic of Guatemala, being desirous with a view to improve and perpetuate the friendly relations which happily subsist between the two countries, to define the boundary aforesaid, have resolved to conclude a convention for that purpose, to define the boundaries, and have named as their plenipotentiaries, that is to say, Her Majesty the Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, Charles Lennox Wyke, Esquire, Her Britannic Majesty's Chargé d'Affaires to the Republic of Guatemala, and His Excellency the President of the Republic of Guatemala, Don Pedro de Aycinena, Counselor of State and Minister for Foreign Affairs. These are the two people who are going to sign, Charles Lennox Wyke and Don Pedro de Aycinena. And it tells you exactly why these people are signing. Who, after having communicated to each other their respective full powers, found in good and due form, have agreed upon and concluded the following articles. Article number 1 of the 1859 treaty. It says, it is agreed between Her Majesty, Britannic Majesty, and the Republic of Guatemala that the boundary between the Republic and the British settlement and possession in the Bay of Honduras, as they existed previous to and on the first day of January 1850, and have continued to exist up to the present time, was and is as follows. It's very clear, ladies and gentlemen. Beginning at the mouth of this river Sarstún in the Bay of Honduras and proceeding up the mid-channel thereof to Gracias a Dios Falls, then turning to the right and continuing by a line drawn direct from Gracias a Dios Falls to Garbutt Falls on the River Belize, and from Garbutt Falls due north until it strikes the Mexican border. Very clear.
Can't get it clearer than that.
Can't get it clearer than that. Guatemala signed, the President of Guatemala signed this thing. It is agreed and declared between the high contracting parties that all the territory to the north and east of the line of boundary above described belongs to Her Britannic Majesty, and that all the territory south and west of the same belongs to the Republic of Guatemala. Puchica, más claro que eso no lo quieres. Her Britannic Majesty and the Republic of Guatemala shall, within 12 months after the exchange of the ratifications of the present convention, appoint each a commissioner for the purpose of designating and marking out the boundary described in the preceding article. So, it's not only the announcement of the boundary, but also the marking of the demarcation of the boundary. Okay? So, and it outlines when you're going to do it too. Prescribed in the preceding article, such commissioners are ascertain the latitude and latitude of Gracias a Dios Falls and of Garbutt Falls, and shall cause the line of boundary between Garbutt Falls and the Mexican border territory to be opened and marked where necessary as a protection against future trespass. The commission mentioned in the preceding article shall meet at such place or places and shall hereafter be fixed at the earliest convention period after they shall have been respectively named, and shall, before proceeding to any business, make and subscribe and carefully examine and decide to the best of their judgment and according to justice and equity, without fear, favor, or affection to their own country, upon all the matters referred to them for the decision, and such declarations shall be entered on the record of their proceedings. The commissioner shall then, and before proceeding to any other business, name some third person to act as arbitrator or umpire in any case or cases in which they may themselves they may themselves differ in opinion. If they should not be able to agree upon the choice of such a third person, they shall each name a person in each and every case in which a commissioner, blah, 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 blah. The Article 4. The commissioners herein before mentioned shall make to each of the respective governments a joint report or declaration under their hands and seals accompanied with a map or map in quadruplicate, 2 for each government, certified by them to be true maps of the boundary defined in the present treaty, and traverse and examine. I'm going through this thing article by article very simply so people can understand that it's nothing like what Guatemala says. Article 5. The commissioners and the arbitrator or umpires shall keep accurate records and correct minutes or notes of all the proceedings, blah, blah, blah. Then it goes to 6. It is further agreed that the channels in the water line of the boundary described in Article 1 of the present convention shall be equally free and open to the vessels and boats of both parties, and that any islands which may be found therein shall belong to that party on whose side of the main navigable channel they are situated. In this case, the Sarsoon Island is within the country of Belize because the navigable part of the Sarsoon River is to the south of the Sarsoon Island. Okay. You understand?
Right.
Then we go to the tricky one, Article 7. And it says, with the object of practically carrying out the views set forth in the preamble of the present convention for improving and perpetuating the friendly relations which at present so happily exist between the two high contracting parties, Belize and Great Britain and Guatemala, they mutually agree conjointly to use their best efforts by taking adequate means for establishing the easiest communication, either by means of a cart road or employing the rivers, or both united, according to the opinion of the surveying engineers, between the fittest place on the Atlantic coast, near the settlement of Belize, and the capital of Guatemala, whereby the commerce of England on the one hand, and the material prosperity of the Republic of the other, cannot fail to be sensibly increased, at the same time that the limit of the two countries being now clearly defined, all further encroachments by either party on the territory of the other will be effectually checked and prevented in the future. This is the Anglo-Guatemalan Treaty 1859. The present convention shall be ratified, and the ratification shall be exchanged at London or Guatemala as soon as possible within the space of 6 months. In witness thereof, the respective plenipotentiaries have signed the same and have affixed thereto the seals of their arms. Done at Guatemala, 30th of April in the year 1859, and it was signed by Charles Lennox and I. Nena, who was the legal representative and president of Guatemala. This is very clear. It not said nothing like Guatemala is saying. Now, what is Guatemala saying? Guatemala is saying that, hey, it was forced into a situation by Great Britain to hand over, to cede Belize, the territory of Belize, to England in lieu of 50,000 pounds. That because England never fully complied with the treaty, that the treaty is now null and void, and therefore Belize reverts back to them. How in the world will Belize will the territory of Belize revert back to them if in the first place they didn't have any jurisdiction over the territory of Belize? They never inherited that from Spain. Spain never did settle Belize. Common sense, piénsenlo. Secondly, the whole tone of this convention says nothing about seeding. It says nothing that it was coerced into what you call it. It says very simply, this is a border treaty signed by both this and both that. It goes further. And international law. So this treaty stands as it is right now. This treaty is validated as it is right now. That is the reason why we have our borders.
Is this something that the ICJ will base on, this same information?
This is exactly what ICJ is going to base on.
And Guatemala knows that, right?
Guatemala knows that.
Okay.
This is a border treaty. This is not a treaty of cession. In other words, I give this to you and you give me this instead.
So then people...
Nothing like that.
Then people, when they put up their polls, I should read that book good.
Okay? It says nothing like that. It's very clear. Now, international law goes further and tells you that even if, in the remotest chance, that this treaty, it becomes null and void, listen to this, that the borders defined by this treaty still remain. So everything else is null and void, but the borders still remain. This is international law. And it is clearly explained in the conclusions by these learned gentlemen who say clearly, he says, even if the 1859 convention could lawfully have been terminated by Guatemala, this would not have reestablished any Guatemalan claim to the territory of Belize. For one thing, at no time prior to 1859 did Guatemala have any title to the area of Belize, which is what we said.
Right.
Whether by way of succession to Spain or otherwise, which it could have ceded to Britain. If something not belongs to you, how the hell are you going to pass it on to somebody else?
So they just made the one grab thing like how people go and got squatters, right?
So there was no Guatemalan title that could have reverted to it upon the alleged ending of the 1859 convention. Which is exactly what I said. For another, listen to this, for another, even if Guatemala had title to Belize, let's consider that Guatemala may have had a title. Prior to 1859, the boundary established by the convention and the British title to the territory of Belize that it acknowledges acquired an independent life that would have survived regardless of the demise of the convention. United States. These learned judges, one of the people who wrote this is a retired president of the International Court of Justice. Just people know what's going on. Yeah. So why should we be afraid of going? Why should we be afraid of closing, of terminating with this claim once and for all? If we are being assured that we can't lose anything, how can we lose?
And everything that we are presented here are legal documents.
Don't follow the fear that is being instigated by some people.
You see, Manuel, because like I said, those are legal documents, but they are personal. This one said breaking news created a poll. If the decision to have a referendum in Belize is made, would you vote yes or no on taking the dispute to ICJ? This one has a Love FM logo. It said Love FM News and Music Power created a poll. The first one I read to you. So now, if people go,
go ahead.
Let's say that people go and they do the mischief and this thing, and they vote no, no, no. That one confuse one. A lot of people when this referendum come up and people need to go vote. So I don't know why they and people.
I think they're preempting the whole situation and the voting process, and they
want to see and know what it look like.
Some of the people want to see and know because they're playing politics with the whole thing. especially some people from within the People's United Party, are playing politics with the whole situation, ladies and gentlemen. Let us understand this very clearly. That is the reason why.
And that is not right if that's what you do.
That is not right, because this issue transcends politics, man.
It's out of us.
I can recall that during the time that my brother was chief negotiator for the country of Belize, he was and he was ambassador to Guatemala. He was assured, or let me just correct that. It was during the tenure of the Said Musa of the PUP that this consideration came about, and the administration then, the PUP administration then, was convinced thoroughly that the only way to finish this is going to the ICJ. And that is why they they worked on the program and said this is the only way to go forward. And that is when you had people like Lisa and Eamon and Godfrey and my brother and a number of other people in committees and so forth. And the majority of these people were convinced that going to the ICJ is the only way further. So, and I trust that these people still hold that. I know that some of them still hold that. But what about the current leadership of the People's United Party? Are they going to end up playing politics with the people? Are they going to end up trying to convince and try to stymie the whole process? I can't see through that. And I believe that if that is the case, it should be they should be ashamed of themselves.
This is our country.
This is our country. This is a national issue. This is not party politics, ladies and gentlemen. This transcends party politics. And I don't personally, the way that thing was written, I don't agree with it. I'd hope that they'll bring it down. Because I'll be honest with you, this is more serious than the information that you're going to be
So you wouldn't participate
I would
in
never
this?
participate in that poll. No. You're preempting the whole situation. Then what's going to happen if a lot of people say, why not to vote no. And then it says, see, the people said they want no. So being impressionable people, they vote no, so I go vote no too. When we are, you have a right to vote the way you want, you know, but you just have to suffer. Whatever way you vote, you have to. There's going to be a reaction. If we vote yes, we go to the ICJ. We define the borders by the ICJ. We have the capacity to put up a chain link fence even at the border and finish with the incursions.
Sugar City Morning Show, hello, good morning.
Yeah, well,
yes, sir, you're on the air, go ahead, morning.
I plan to vote no.
What's that?
I plan to vote no, because from the regular school,
hello? Maybe people don't understand what this no and this yes is about, you know, because I think this caller may continue to say by the go to school, you hear about. So we have. Hello, good morning.
From the regular school, teacher the teacher that you got border. Hello.
Yes, we hear you.
From the regular school, teacher is telling you got border from Corozal down to PG. You map out, right?
Yes.
Then you want to vote yes to look good in an international, right?
No,
that's not the reason.
Then all you have to do is corruption, claim the land, Trump don't send letter. You understand me? So you want to vote yes to look good?
This has nothing to do with looking good, sir. You're missing the point entirely. It has nothing to do. You see, it's just like that. You see that
like
example that used with the two neighbors?
Yeah.
Use that.
Yeah, like if let's say brother me and you live together adjacent side of one another, right? And I declaim I declaim piece of your land. And you say no, this stuff for me, man. And me and you talk over, we're bringing the grandpa, we're bringing the granny. Everybody will try to negotiate.
You're bringing in the neighbor, Miss Kitty, bro, live down the lane for all confirmed.
Yeah, and still, I they tell you no, this stuff for me, regardless of all what them people say. Before me and you fight and we chop up one another or we shoot one another, we go to the court and we settle it and you know what the court and say. We respect the decision of the court. So, Emmanuel, there are people for foreign affairs need to inform the public very clearly of what is happening. Because what this person they say, from where they go to school, then they teach us.
But we're not refuting that, gentlemen. We are not going against the borders. We're not telling you that our borders will be or will stop being our borders. We know we have our borders, but Guatemala does not accept it. That is the problem. We know what we have, you know.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, yeah, the next thing now.
Tell me,
brother. I understand what I just explained.
Okay.
Tell me about the court now, ICJ.
We're not going to ICJ.
And
we're going to CCJ.
The judgment that we need of Guatemala. All right.
Go ahead.
I mean CCJ.
No, we're going to the ICJ.
Sorry, my mistake.
All right, you don't have information I got. All right.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, now, say Guatemala win.
There is almost a zero possibility or probability.
International Court of Justice, ICJ.
Yes, sir.
All right. Say, Guatemala win.
Sir, I have just spent almost a half hour explaining to you why we feel confident in our position and that Guatemala will not win this case.
If a country like Belize, Somalia could reject the judgment of ICJ, what do you think Guatemala?
No, you are confused, sir. You are confusing the judgment of the CCJ. We have never been to the ICJ, so please get the information clear. We have not been ruled by the ICJ before. We were ruled by the CCJ, Caribbean Court of Justice, which is a completely different thing to the ICJ. So, you see, this is the misinformation. This is the misunderstanding that is trampling with the whole truth.
Somebody say we do not like what Guatemala do in Belize. We don't want to stand up and show Guatemala that this is our, and you Guatemala must accept and respect us. Somebody say, Emmanuel, I'm trying to listen to Emmanuel. I'm hearing it, but say, puede hacer esa presentación en español, así que podemos escuchar bien, but we'll take one break. I want to come back. We're going to deal with some of that, right?
Claro que sí. Estaremos de vuelta con ustedes. Son las 8:07. Estaremos de vuelta con ustedes y con gusto les hago la presentación en español como mejor lo puedo hacer.
Mejores prácticas en la cosecha de caña de azúcar. Es recomendable realizar la cosecha en el momento ideal, cuando la caña de azúcar ya está madura, así va a recuperar la mayor cantidad de azúcar con la mejor calidad. Existen varios métodos para determinar la madurez y calidad de la caña a ser cosechada. Síntomas visuales para determinar la madurez de la caña de azúcar son: las hojas se vuelven amarillas y se secan. Se reduce el número de hojas activas a 5 hojas o a menos. Los entrenudos de la parte superior se acortan. En algunas variedades tempraneras, la floración es un indicador de madurez. Midiendo el Brix del tallo para calcular el índice de madurez, es decir, para asegurar si la caña ya está madura. El Brix del jugo en la caña de azúcar tiende a equilibrarse a lo largo del tallo, una vez que llega a su madurez fisiológica. Con un refractómetro de mano se toma la muestra. El brick superior se toma en el entrenudo que corresponde a la hoja más 7 y el brick inferior se toma en el segundo entrenudo sobre la superficie del suelo. El índice de madurez es la relación entre el brick superior y el inferior expresado en porcentaje. Por ejemplo, si el brick superior es 18 y el inferior es 20, el resultado expresado en porcentaje sería de 90%. Para que una caña se considere madura, el resultado debe estar entre el 85% y el 100%. Análisis de la caña a nivel de laboratorio. Con este método, es necesario colectar muestras de tallos de caña para extraer el jugo. Luego se analiza en el laboratorio para determinar el POL, pureza y Brix. El POL es el contenido real de sacarosa presente en el jugo y es determinado a través de un polarímetro. La pureza aparente se refiere a la relación entre el POL y el Brix del jugo expresado en porcentaje. Una caña lista para cosechar debe tener valores entre el 81% a 100% de pureza. Entre más cerca al 100%, más azúcar se recupera. Una vez determinada que la caña está madura, se procede a la cosecha. Se recomienda realizar la quema en horas que presente el menor riesgo a quemas accidentales. Sin embargo, la cosecha en verde es lo ideal. El corte de la caña se debe realizar al ras del suelo, para aprovechar los entrenudos inferiores donde se encuentra la mayor concentración de azúcares. De este modo, aumenta la producción y el rendimiento de azúcar por acre. La caña debe acomodarse en bultos para facilitar el alce y minimizar el porcentaje de materia extraña, tierra. El bulto debe ser del tamaño del agarrón de la alzadora para evitar el uso del empujador o piler. El despunte debe hacerse en una altura adecuada para así eliminar los entrenudos superiores inmaduros, al igual para no dejar caña moledera en la punta. La caña debe de estar lo más limpio posible, libre de hojas, raíces o lodo, conocido como materia extraña. La cosecha se puede realizar de tres maneras: cosecha manual, semi-mecanizada o mecanizada. Cosecha manual, corte y alce manual, jarochado. Cosecha semi-mecanizada. Corte manual. Se acomoda en bultos que posteriormente son alzados al camión o tráiler por medio de máquinas alzadoras. Cosecha mecánica. Este ha tomado auge. Es la cosecha utilizando las máquinas cosechadoras. También reduce el costo total de la cosecha. La caña debe ser cosechada y entregada al ingenio lo más pronto posible a partir de la quema. Debe ser a menos de 36 horas para asegurar la mejor calidad. Durante el transporte del cañal al ingenio, se recomienda asegurar bien la carga usando varias fajas o cadenas para evitar la caída de caña durante el transporte. Al momento de registrar su viaje en la caseta, asegúrese de recibir su boleto del oficial encargado para que su producción se registre en el sistema de información de la industria. Estimado cañero o cañera, implementando mejores prácticas en la cosecha y transporte de la caña de azúcar para maximizar la producción de azúcar y de la mejor calidad posible. Este resultará en una industria eficiente, de menor impacto al ambiente y sustentable, asegurando mejores ingresos para todos, y así mejorar la calidad de vida de las familias. Una industria impactando la vida de todos.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Freshly extracted local honey. Perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself, as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize. This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Son exactamente las 8:15. Good morning and welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. We're talking about the 1859 Treaty and the referendum. And we are very pleased this morning to welcome to the show Dr. Homero Novello. Good morning, Doc.
It's a pleasure.
Welcome to the show. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, levantamos temprano hoy con ganas de hablar con este público de nosotros. Me gusta lo que están platicando ustedes hoy y hay muchas cosas que yo también tengo en mente. Una de las cosas más importantes es ponerle a todos ustedes este hecho. Si nosotros no podemos resolver este problema con Guatemala a través de la Corte Internacional de Justicia, yo quiero que me diga alguien cómo se puede resolver. Porque si esta oportunidad lo fallamos, podemos resolverlo vía la fuerza. No tenemos las Fuerzas Armadas. Acabo de platicar con un gran amigo mío, Dylan Jones, que nos dijo, mientras Guatemala, el pueblo de Guatemala, esté en crisis, en pobreza, en una crisis de pobreza de lo más grande, y Belice sea una joya como es, siempre vamos a tener ese problema de que los guatemaltecos van a ver Belice como su futuro. Entonces, esto no va a cambiar ahora, porque generaciones tras generaciones, esto sigue sucediendo, hermano. El gobierno de Guatemala no está atendiendo a su gente y la pobreza es exageradamente uno de los más altos, igual como lo tiene Honduras y otros países centroamericanos. Cuando nosotros decimos de pobreza aquí en Belice, muchas veces creo que no sabemos exactamente qué es pobreza. Esta gente sí vive en la pobreza porque no tienen un techo, no tienen un futuro, no tienen ni qué comer las próximas 10 horas adelante. Entonces, tenemos una buena oportunidad para resolver este diferéndum. Si esto no lo hacemos, entonces quiero que me llame alguien y me diga, o que llame, que diga, que me dé una opinión, cómo se puede resolver. Porque la mera verdad, la otra solución, si no se puede a través de la Corte Internacional de Justicia, ¿por cuántos años se ha luchado, Emmanuel, a través de negociaciones? Y hemos fracasado. Y por las Fuerzas Armadas, por la fuerza, Belice no tiene la capacidad. Y para eso tendríamos que tal vez hacer el draft en la cual todo joven de 16 a 18 años tendría que hacer su servicio militar. Cosa que es algo que debíamos haber pensado mucho tiempo antes atrás. Y también poner un poquito más de patriotismo en el corazón de nuestra gente. Entonces, hay que pensar en todas estas cosas. Las Fuerzas Armadas tienen un costo, mantenerlo. Pero son ideas que se tiran en la mesa de discusión hoy, hermano.
Pero aunque fuera,
quiero que nos llamen,
aunque fuera que llegáramos al punto, y no quiero ni siquiera contemplar la idea de que tengamos una confrontación con Guatemala por no resolver este reclamo, por no prestarnos el apoyo. Entonces, ¿qué sucede? Guatemala es un país de 17 millones de habitantes, compañeros. Belice escasamente tiene 400,000 personas. Como en el amor de Dios, vamos, aunque fuera mandatorio, que toda persona de edad de tal y tal y tal tiene que ingresarse a las armadas, aún así no pudiéramos defender.
Sugar City Morning Show, hello, good morning.
Buenos días, good morning.
Buenos días.
Go ahead, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I got two texts.
Continúa con los textos.
Someone is saying here, listen to this carefully, what will happen if only 25% of Belizeans vote? Like Guatemala, 74% abstain, showing a clear no to Guatemalans' nonsense. Will the ICJ accept what happened at Guatemala as the majority of the people saying yes? That is what we call democracy?
Well, like how we are measuring Guatemala by saying that they only had 20-something% voters of the 50% that they said they agreed that they were supposed to vote, and only 22% voted. So to us, those people voted yes. But to us, those that did not go to vote is a resounding no. However, if that happens in Belize, that let's say 25% of Belizeans go and vote no, the balance would be a resounding yes, because we're going to measure it with likewise. However, I'll tell you something. We got to look at the compromise that was signed and the modification to the laws pertaining to this referendum. I think there was a modification that government did to suit Guatemala in that aspect. I think they were asking for 60%, but they dropped it to 50%. And even so, Guatemala never even reached half. But, like I said, it's something for the legal minds to determine.
Right. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Buenos días.
And this next one says here that it's long due to settle the matter. If it's in court and we have all paper proof, come on, please, let's show Guatemala we go legally. Get the speech where Mr. Musa, Assad, and all the other promote going to the ICJ. It's no politics. Come on, let's join together and fight together.
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of information that is not being seen by many of the media, purposefully, I guess, politically maybe. But it's no time to play politics with the future of our country. We cannot do that. And I tell you what, there are instances that Belize has whopped Guatemala in many, many occasions. We went to the United Nations. Central America was not supporting us. And eventually, thanks to President General Omar Torrijos from Panama, he was the straw that broke the camel's back, and we had Central America with us, with the exception of Guatemala, of course. But at the United Nations, United States abstained, Israel voted against us, and Guatemala, of course. But the rest of the countries that belong to the United Nations voted for us. The non-aligned movement voted for us. They were with us. The Commonwealth countries have always been with us and will always be with us. But what happens is that, yes, we're negotiating, we're going to the ICJ, and there are little glitches that need to be looked at. This problem with Guatemala, Chiquian, is a problem more than a century old. And it's a problem between Guatemala and the United Kingdom. We're just pawns in this. I believe, personally, that Britain has to be a part of this. Has to be a part of this negotiating team, because they were the ones that were in this, brought us into this mess. So, personal opinion. Legal minds will probably tell you otherwise, whatever. There are decisions that have been made. And honestly, I believe that this is a chance to solve this problem because I want to hear all those think tanks out there to tell me otherwise. That we have got to the United Nations, that we've gotten our independence and all these things, yes. But forever, when we have presidents like President Jimmy Morales of Guatemala, taunting, making his campaign promise as acquiring Belize, this headache will not go. This headache will always be there. And God forbid we have a president that's giddy-headed, that one day will not only station 5,000 soldiers like Jimmy Morales did on our borders, but that would send 30,000 soldiers to walk over Belize.
How much soldiers they got in Guatemala, Doc?
They have active soldiers, they have about 50,000. Yes.
Active.
I'd like to, I found a very, very interesting segment, writing here by Assad. And it says, how we arrived at the decision to hold a referendum on the ICJ. Remember that this book was published 2013, so when it refers to the present government, obviously we have to consider the timeline there. The decision by the present government to sign the special agreement to submit the dispute to the ICJ is the end result of a long process in which there has been broad participation of Belizeans and their representatives. Ever since Belize's independence, the Belize positions in negotiations with Guatemala has been agreed by the UDP and the PUP. And there has always been some mechanism, like the National Advisory Commission, through which broad sections of the community have advised on the negotiations. In these commissions, there have been representatives of the NABR, of trade unions, of churches, civil society organizations, business groups, ethnic groups, educational institutions, and others. The decision to try to submit the dispute to the ICJ, for example, was widely discussed by the National Advisory Commission in April 2005, several months before the agreement of 7 September 2005 set us on that course. There is nothing in the record to suggest that any member of the NAC objected to taking the ICJ route. The decision to sign the special agreement, therefore, has not been a top-down process. The process was begun by a PUP government in full consultation with the UDP and civil society, and it was brought to its culmination by a UDP government in full consultation with the PUP. Indeed, the PUP was in power when the SG, the Secretary General of the OAS, made the recommendation to go to the ICJ, which was in November 2007, and the leaders of both parties welcomed the recommendation. At the launch of the public awareness campaign on 23rd January 2013, Prime Minister Dean Barrow announced that the cabinet formally supports a yes vote, although individuals are allowed a conscience opt-out. He urged our Belizeans to participate fully in the process and to vote on the referendum. At that time, the leader of the opposition was Francis Fonseca, and although he did not state his party or his own position, said that the PUP was committed to participate in the awareness campaign and urged Belizeans to take the issue seriously. So, on October 17, at the National Convention, the UDP approved by acclamation the recommendation of the National Executive that the party endorsed a yes in the referendum.
So this was a bipartisan
approach to the whole thing.
Yeah, both PUP and UDP had agreed to that. I remember that. There was a commission that was making the awareness campaign, and yes, they brought all the issues to the table. We discussed it. Hope PUP is not having amnesia over it, and I hope Johnny was well informed at that time, that he took time to understand what is happening, because as leader of the opposition, Yes, the PUP was committed to that. They started this thing, and they should be supportive of it. No, I don't see they will come one day and tell us that, that's it. But what is it? What's happening? I mean, do people change their minds halfway into a decision? Nevertheless, it is something that we have to consider fully and have to understand fully, because it has to do with the future of our country, future of our children, of civil society, of everybody. Nevertheless, like I mentioned before, this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yes, pundits will tell you that, we've got independence and this, blah, 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 through the United Nations, and 8,167 square miles intact and all these things. I understand that. But we have a bully as our neighbor who is constantly attacking us and telling us by words, pressuring us and all these things, and its constituents are crossing our border, pillaging our Chiquibull rainforest, destroying what is the beautiful jewel, touching one of our habitats that, impacts a lot of things water-wise on our country. The Chiquibull Natural Reserve holds one of the reserves of water for this country of Belize. That's where all the rivers they start and move on to the east. So, given this, Belize has its natural resources being tampered with. But so long as the people of Guatemala don't have land and have extreme poverty, which is something that we cannot do anything about, they will want to come this side, and we will always have problems. But the long-standing dispute has an opportunity here. But if anybody says that there is an other way, I'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear it. Tell me.
Well, this person feel like they have another way. This person said, we don't need to go to the ICJ. We are recognized as an independent nation. What are we going there for? Guatemala needs to talk to Britain, not Belize and the ICJ.
Well, I can understand this person, yes, is somebody very intelligent, because like I mentioned before, the problem started in Guatemala and Britain. We are fans into this. However, I tell you what, it's important, it's tantamount that we are part of the solution also. Because guess what? It's our future that both these countries are playing with.
Doc, I know you always travel a lot. Have you ever been to Guatemala?
Yes, I've been there.
Have you talked to the people and find out what are their sentiments when it comes to the Belize issue?
Listen to me. I've spoken to several people there. People don't even care about Belize. People don't even know Belize. I spoke to somebody at Rio Dulce once, and we stayed for a few hours there. And the person told me this, you know what? What I care about is that I have food on the table, and that my children are clothed and they can have a little education. I don't care about Belize. In fact, we only hear about the colony. We don't care about that. That's one of the least problems. But the people at the very border, yes, they have a different opinion.
You think that might contributed to the low turnout at the referendum which was held on Sunday?
Yes. I tell you what, education in Guatemala, on a general scale for the general population, is that Guatemalans are not that informed as we are here in Belize. I say this, it's like a pyramid. You have the top point of the pyramid, which are people that are well educated, well-to-do, well-informed. But as you go down the pyramid, the wider sector, listen, they're trying to survive. Like I mentioned to you, 90% of the land in Guatemala belongs to 10% of the population, which means that 90% of the population don't have land.
Doctor, I ask you a question. What are some of the consequences of not ending the dispute, give me your views on that.
Well, these
are consequences of not ending the dispute. In other words, by saying, tell you what, Guatemala could vote yes, but we will vote no, what would be the consequences then?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. If I have a neighbor that I have a problem with this neighbor, and I just can't seem to be able to settle this problem with this neighbor, my children, my grandchildren, and everybody who lives in my house and his house will forever continue having this problem. So what happens that what we need to do is take measures. We need to build a fence. First of all, we need to build a fence so that say, all right, this is the limit where you go, this is the limit where I go, and this, you know what? Perhaps that fence will make us start to respect one another and living in harmony. Belize cannot live like this with this problem. We've had it over 100 since in the 1800s. We had this problem with Guatemala. And forever, listen, we had people that had tried to solve this, have died, they spent their whole life trying to solve this, have passed away to another life. And this problem is still here. My father was somebody that was adamant about this. Then here I come, and my children too. So this needs to stop. We need to start to negotiate, if we're going to negotiate, from a point of strength. But we need to get certain things fixed.
Yes. Assad mentions this very clearly in the book. He says the major consequence of not ending the dispute will be continued invasions of our territory by Guatemala, continued looting of our resources, and confrontations with the BDF. These have often led to long, drawn-out negotiations to remove them or to armed confrontations. It costs us a lot of trouble and expense. Not that all incursions would come to an end, mind you, with the end of the dispute, but once our borders are agreed and marked, it will be easier to control and react to them. But Guatemalan governments have often promised to do everything possible to stop such incursions. But let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. Guatemala does not have the resources to take such effective measures across a large expanse of bush. And since the position of the Guatemalan government is that it does not recognize any borders, and I repeat, the Guatemalan position is that it does not recognize any borders, how much can we realistically expect them to do to stop their people from crossing the line? Then again, often Guatemalan peasants say that they don't know where the border is because it is not marked or cleared. The cleaning of the entire border, which is only possible after the dispute is ended, will obviously be a major tool for helping us to stop illegal incursions of all sorts. And we mentioned this, ladies and gentlemen, because I think one of the biggest problems that exists right now is that a lot of people think that the problem does not exist. Very simply. Like the caller just said, he says, why should we go to defend something that we consider our very own? You have a damn good point there. But I want you to understand that the dispute exists, and that if we don't put closure to this dispute, it will forever be haunting us and haunting us and haunting us, not only us, but our children and our children's children, and ad infinitum.
The entire nation.
The entire nation.
And not only hurt us that way, economically too.
Oh yes.
Nobody wants to
have
economic losses in Belize to develop this country because of that long-standing dispute we have with Guatemala. And I believe Guatemalans are starting to believe that the Petén area is also not developed because of those reasons. Reason why Petén sometimes stands up and say they want to become independent. But Belize has that same problem. I mean, can you imagine somebody bringing his millions to Belize and saying, "By you know what if Guatemala takes over Belize? What if there's a long-standing war? What if? I mean, these are not guaranteed scenarios where anybody would come with confidence and start to invest. So this dispute is affecting us economically. I mean, not only socially, economically, politically. Many times Belize has stood on many places, and that long-standing dispute is a 400-pound gorilla that is in the room. Yes.
Aside continues, and it says, we don't have any maritime borders. Let's take the call.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Morning, Chicky. Morning, Mr. Novella. Morning, Mr. Martinez.
Morning, sir.
Watcha, I really wonder. I hear, you talk about Guatemala, about the jump over. Why is it? I plenty wonder anyone on where right there, and I wonder why is it because from I was a little boy, when the British soldiers was here in our country, they used to be up at Ladyville and over our entire country. And Guatemala never did raise up nothing. They never stepped across the border. You know what I mean? And I wonder why is it our country got her independence and they should have respected the independence of Belize from then and said, well, look, this is your line, no foreigner right here. You won't keep here, we won't keep here. I mean, I use the broad cruel phrase.
That's what
And now that the country is independent, because the country is small, three countries, only handful against Guatemala, they have one big army. And I wonder if that's the way they take and want to try to scare the Belizean people. But they should have realized that they should have, I think before the country may get independence, that thing should have been done settled that one mark supposed to be today, where they realize and recognize it. And why now when we till now when the country get independence and everything, whether it's our country was intact and everything, then they want to job, everybody want to come class, everybody want to come in. And I think it is really unfair. And I think we should really, the Belizean people should really, yes, go to the ICJ that we know, look, this is your mark and you're not to cross over here. When you cross over here, come through the correct way and you could enter the country. Respect and you'll be respected. If you don't be respected, nobody no respect you. I'm going with that.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It continues. And I like the approach that he took, because we're not going to the ICJ if we do vote yes. We're not going to the ICJ for them to consider our borders. They're going there to confirm our borders, ladies and gentlemen. There is a big difference. The 1859 treaty exists and will be upheld by the International Court of Justice. We got proof that the border exists. And we're going to show this to our Guatemalan neighbor, who we have the border with. Because don't let no goes fool you. You may think that the problem, that's Guatemala's problem if they don't recognize our borders. No, 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 no. It does not finish there. Ladies and gentlemen, please open your minds. Por favor, abran su mente. Porque mucha gente dice, es porque Belice no tiene que ir a defender nada porque al final del día ya tenemos nuestras fronteras y es problema de Guatemala si no lo reconoce. Así que no tenemos que ir a la corte para ir a definir nada, porque nosotros sabemos dónde están nuestras fronteras. Pues así estás absolutamente correcto, pero no termina ahí el cuento. Ahí es cuando empieza el problema. Porque igual como tú estás convencido de que tú tienes el derecho de vivir ahí, hay la otra persona, tu vecino, que te dice que tú no tienes el derecho de vivir ahí. Y esto te tiene que ir a una corte a asentar el asunto. Porque Guatemala ha estado con este reclamo por años, no 5, no 10, no 25, por más de 100 años reclamando parte de Belice. ¿Y quieres tú que esto continúe para en su perpetuidad? ¿Quieres tú que continuemos sufriendo las incursiones, la pérdida económica, todos los problemas que tenemos, que no podemos defender nuestras fronteras simplemente porque si tratas de poner un cerco ahí, el guatemalteco, o no solo el guatemalteco, pero los países lo ven como si fuera un afrontamiento, como si los estamos provocando. Y esa es la razón por la cual no lo hemos construido hasta este momento, porque los países nos dicen, aguántate, Belice, aguántate tantito, no provoques, si este está provocando, tú no reacciones a esa provocación. Esto es la verdad, compañeros.
Aguántate, papá.
Aguántate.
Yeah, we are far overdue for a break. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we got some early announcement where the DACA make. But before we do that, somebody just said what will happen with the people living in the area Guatemala is claiming. All right, that's for them. That's for the court to decide.
Si siguen viviendo donde está, no va a suceder nada. And the court is not going to redefine our borders, for God's sake.
I think this person is referring to that. You know, if people living in the area that
Guatemala is claiming is south of the Sibun.
Yeah, and you say people living in that area, what
Well, I clearly understand the question. The question is, those people are going to continue living there.
Yeah.
The court is not going to rule against the 1859 treaty. The 1859 treaty will stand, ladies and gentlemen. Our borders will remain the same.
And then somebody want to know, is the president that voted in Guatemala accepted or not? Yes, I believe it's accepted. But we need to go up on break. The DACA make an announcement when we come back right here on the Sugar City Morning Show.
It's 8:45. Let's go on a break and we'll be right back with you.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Maintaining steadiness, consolidating stability, advancing growth.
In the Capital 3 budget, provisions of over 43 million have been made to finance the following key infrastructure projects. Continuation of the upgrading of the Hummingbird Highway, $11 million. Continuation of the Belize Southside Poverty Alleviation Project, $4 million. Commencement of work on the upgrading of new sections of the George Price Highway, including the construction of a new double-lane bridge at Roaring Creek, $13 million. Commencement of work on the upgrading of a new section of the Philip Golson Highway, $5 million. Commencement of work on the new Airport Link Road, joining the access road to the PGIA, joining that with the Western Highway, $3 million. Commencement of work on the new Hallover Bridge, $3 million. And commencement of work on phase 1 of the Caracol Road project, $4 million. In addition, provision of $9.5 million has also been made for projects in the education and health sectors and towards our vaunted poverty alleviation programs. Mr. Speaker, I should point out that as we have done in all the years since taking office, we will again be financing our capital program wholly from concessional sources provided by our international development partners. We will not be borrowing any funds on commercial terms. These are the investments that will continue the transformation and continue to bring the jobs to lower even more the unemployment rate and lift lives and the economy.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Before we signed up for DigiNet, things at home were a bit...
Mom, I just having up the internet. Who said?
No.
Fix it.
chaotic when it came to the internet. But since we signed up for DigiNet, fiber optic internet for your home, everything has been going awesome. Everyone can be online at the same time, consistent and reliable speeds, no more fighting for internet. It's a mother's dream. It's so affordable. I got a 20 megabyte plan for only $169 monthly. Plus, it comes bundled with a free postpaid plan and free home phone service. We're saving over $200 monthly. It's an unbelievable deal. Perfect for families. Trust me, visit your nearest BTL office and ask about Diginet today.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
Give me the real milk, the #1 milk, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. You can whip its cream, for Dano milk it is real, yes, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. Dano milk in the morning, Dano milk in the evening, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dano milk, then of Dano milk. All over this land and in Belmopan, yes, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Say in Tangriga, down south in PG, Dano milk, then of Dano milk. You can hear this talk, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dano milk. I love Dano milk. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world, Dano.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros, aquí con el doctor Homero Novello y con Checky Usher. Muy buenos días, un gran gusto saludarles hoy por la mañana. Son las 9:09. Y Checky, hace momentos tú dijiste, you mentioned that Dr. Homero Novello is going to be doing some sort of announcement?
Yes, the doc is here this morning, and for some weeks we have been chatting, we have been talking, and the doc was deciding and making up his mind on jumping into the political scene, the political race. And the doc is here this morning, and we want to hear it from no one else but the doc. So, doc, good morning. Tell us what's the plan.
All right. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the people that are having politics in their heart, have beliefs in their heart. It's a time when we need to start making decisions. I have been campaigning for the last 14 years for the United Democratic Party. And yes, we've won 3 consecutive elections. And of course, you know, I have beliefs at heart. I love this country, I love Orange Walk, I love my people. I was born in a humble village of San Felipe, and I have village life also at heart. I know what it takes to be a cane farmer. I know what it takes to be a farmer. I grew up from there, and I went up to, had an opportunity to study until I became a professional veterinarian. I've been to universities. I studied at the University of Yucatan, Autonomous University of Yucatan, and I've been to other universities throughout the world. But the fact is that I wish many Belizeans would have that opportunity. That opportunity to be yourself, to be independent, and to do things for your own family and help your friends, help your neighborhood, help everybody that you can. So education empowers people and makes you somebody that can bring forth development to this nation. I had the opportunity to probably work abroad, but I turned it down because I love this country. Today, I'm at a juncture of my life where I have made up my mind to throw my hat into the political arena. And I have decided to run for the United Democratic Party into the Orange Walk Northern Division. I have visited several villages, in fact 90% of the villages there, and I have seen that my years of working in Orange Walk as a veterinarian and my years campaigning for the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Gaspar Vega, and all the other ministers throughout the length and breadth of this beautiful jewel of ours, has paid up handsomely. People have seen through me, people have seen what I'm made of, and people love my ideas. I am very thankful for the reception that I've had in the villages of San Jose, San Pablo, in the villages of Douglas, in San Antonio, San Roman, and also in the Trial Farm and Blackwater area, San Luis also. I have seen the work of the United Democratic Party, and I saw what the PUP administration had done before in their 10 years of time. This chance of seeing both parties at work has galvanized the fact that my heart will forever be for the United Democratic Party. Chances are that we need to change and do much better. The United Democratic Party has put infrastructure into this country, has beautified a lot of the country, has put highways, has put bridges, has put schools, has helped the social aspect of this country, which the PUP did not do, and I don't think they will ever do because of the mentality that they have. Social aspect of this country is what really brings my heart to try to put my hat into this political arena. Our people need to develop, and our people need to make sure that their children have an opportunity just like the opportunity I had myself. And I'll put this into Spanish. Señoras y señores, yo nací en una aldea muy humilde como San Felipe. Yo sé que es la vida del agricultor, yo sé que es la vida del cañero, yo sé que es lo difícil vivir en esas áreas, pero he visto desarrollo en muchos aspectos de esto. Tuve la oportunidad de salir de allá y haber estudiado en una de las mejores universidades en México, que es la Universidad Autónoma de Yucatán. He estado también en otras universidades a través del mundo. Salí de San Felipe, yo fui al Colegio San Francisco Javier en Corozal para estudiar las ciencias. No me orgullece hoy decir que soy el primer veterinario que Orange Walk tiene y soy hasta ahorita el único. Me da tristeza por el hecho de que yo quisiera que nuestros hijos tengan esa oportunidad que yo tuve y que hubieran más profesionales para traer más desarrollo en nuestro país. Le agradezco mucho a toda la gente que me ha estado apoyando, que me ha estado guiando, que me ha aconsejado. Pero he estado campañando por más de 14 años para el Partido Unido Democrático. Y hemos hecho muchas cosas. Yo he ayudado a elegir a muchas personas, incluyendo he sido parte de la campaña del viceprimer ministro honorable Gaspar Vega. Y hemos visto cómo este partido, el Partido Unido Democrático, ha transformado Belice. Le ha dado infraestructura, le ha dado escuelas, le ha dado puentes, le ha dado una parte del servicio social que el PUP nunca le dio a este país. Hay programas impuestos para ayudar a la gente de menos recursos. Hay programas que están ayudando a los estudiantes. Este gobierno del UDP ha sido uno de los mejores gobiernos que Belice ha tenido. Si recordamos, mi gran maestro, el primer ministro Manuel Esquivel, fue el único que dio free education, educación gratuito a todos los estudiantes en el tiempo que él estuvo en poder. Cuando el PUP entró, ellos quitaron esto. ¿Y cómo han lastimado a nuestra población? Este gobierno del UDP ha ayudado a bastantes estudiantes. Y si no les ha ayudado, no lo ha sentido, siga votando UDP porque va a suceder muchas cosas más. Yo creo en el Partido Unido Democrático y por esa razón he puesto mi candidatura para correr en el área del norte, Orange Walk North, área del norte, para la próxima elección. Les agradezco todo el apoyo que me han dado, todas esas aldeas aquí en esta área. La gente de San José, San Pablo, San Luis, la gente de San Román, Douglas, la gente de inclusive San Antonio y Santa Cruz, la gente de Trial Farm, la gente de Blackwater, Otro Benque. Se los agradezco mucho. Mi profesión como veterinario me ha ayudado bastante porque ustedes han visto el tipo de trabajo que he hecho y de qué estoy hecho. He dado mi vida por este lugar porque he tenido la oportunidad de estar en otros países trabajando, pero yo amo este lugar, amo Belice y por eso todavía estoy con ustedes. Pero yo quiero ver el mejoramiento educacional de todos nuestros hijos, que todos tengan esa oportunidad para salir adelante, para poder vivir, trabajar y dependientes y ayudar a otros y ayudar por ende al país a desarrollar. Por eso les agradezco todo y espero que me den el voto de confianza. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much for that presentation. But we know that right now Orange Walk North has a currently a representative, which is the Honorable Gaspar Vega. Have you spoken to him and find out if he will still contest again? Have you got the blessing from him? Will there be a convention?
All right. Good question. The Honorable Gaspar Vega has mentioned that he will not run again. El viceprimer ministro, el Honorable Gaspar Vega, ha dicho que no va a correr otra vez. Y por ende, pues nos hemos acercado a él y nos ha dado el visto, la luz verde para entrar en su división y buscar el apoyo de todos ustedes. Tenemos una bendición grande porque él siempre va a ser su representante. Él tiene hasta terminar su término, hasta que después se elija a alguien, para las próximas elecciones se elija a alguien. Entonces él siempre tiene sus clínicas cada jueves y si usted quiere puede acudir allá para platicar con él. Pero sí, sabemos que está abierto la candidatura para cualquier persona que quiera correr en el norte. Sin embargo, creemos de que la gente es el que va a decidir. Ustedes tienen la opinión y la palabra en sus manos.
The days to come, Doc, we know that you are an independent businessman as well, no? So what should the people from Orange Walk North expect to see from Dr. Omero from today on, since you have made this official announcement?
Well, I tell you, Chiqui, we have to start to organize. I have to start to walk the different places. I need to talk to the people. I need to listen to them. I need to hear what is it that they have to say. I need to get their ideas also, because no matter what, no matter how small, how unthinkable your idea, I need to hear, I need to know, and I need to see what is it that is happening, get my ideas from you guys so that we can make a plan for future development. But of course, I need to listen to every person throughout the division. In fact, even people that are not even in the division are giving me advice. But Norteños, yes, we're going to walk the walk, and we're going to talk to you all, and we're going to listen to what is it that you guys want.
So, muchas gracias, doctor. Pues ante todo, como te dije, te felicito.
Gracias, Manuel.
Y te deseo todo éxito. Yo creo que lo has dicho muy bien. Tú te has entregado a tu cuerpo y mente al país de Belice para ver que el desarrollo continúe, y ahora estás dedicándote para el área específica Orange Walk Norte, para poder representar a la gran gente de Orange Walk Norte, consciente de que el norte sigue siendo una división que es rojo y que sobre los años que el señor Gaspar Vega ha estado como representado, ha logrado mucho, pero mucho sobre otras divisiones.
Claro, sí.
Y eso es una verdad. ¿Cuántas escuelas no se han construido? ¿Cuántas calles no se han construido? ¿Cuántos terrenos no se han dado? ¿Cuántas becas no se han dado? ¿Cuánta ayuda personal no se ha dado? ¿Cuánto sistema de drenaje no se ha dado? ¿Cuánto? Mamma mía, es hasta difícil de cuantificar la gran cantidad de ayuda que ha recibido la gente de División Norte. Por eso es de que el señor Gaspar Vega ganó la última elección, siendo el único representante que logró conseguir en exceso de 3.500 votos. Eso lo distingue a él como la persona con mayor votos que ni cualquier otro representante en la Casa de Representantes. Eso es un hecho. Eso es un hecho. Y les quiero decir de que la gente está sumamente agradecida, pero él ha decidido no correr más, y entonces ha abierto las puertas para que las demás personas que estén interesados puedan pasar por los procesos necesarios para asumir la posición de representante del área Orange Walk Norte. Así que me imagino que habrá convención entre poco, bien por aclamación o por votación, como sea, dependiendo cuántas personas, si es que salen más que uno, entonces que están dispuestos a correr esa área.
Bueno, la mera verdad, Emmanuel, hasta ahorita no sabemos de otra persona que esté haciendo esto, ¿no?
You are concerned about yourself
sí,
when it comes to candidates.
Sí, así es. Si hay otra persona, no sé quién es, pero la mera verdad yo estoy con los sentimientos, con los planes de trabajar con toda esta gente. Porque la mera verdad, la gente de Orange Walk son gente trabajadora, Emmanuel. Y yo no estoy diciendo también que yo voy a llenar los zapatos del viceprimer ministro honorable Gaspar Vega. Eso jamás lo voy a poder hacer. Se lo hago claro a todo el mundo. Pero él ha hecho bastante y lo has mencionado. Nosotros podemos continuar en los esfuerzos y los trabajos y los planes que el señor Gaspar Vega tuvo para toda esta gente.
Sugar City Morning Show, hello, good morning. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, aquí a mi hermano Mero.
Gracias.
¿Qué tal?
Yo solo quiero decir que si mi hermano se decidió a meterse a esto, yo lo apoyo. Yo te voy a apoyar hasta donde llegues, hermano.
Gracias.
Sé que tú lo vas a hacer.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Pues a usted y gracias, es muy importante este punto, tener el apoyo familiar. Así que, señora, muchas gracias por la llamada. Ya son las 9:05. Es que quizás no tienes, si tienes alguna otro comentario final que quisieras hacer, esta es tu oportunidad rápidamente.
Solo darle gracias a todos ustedes, a Morris, a Rahim, a ti, a Chequi, por las oportunidades que me han dado de estar acá y poder hablar con ustedes. Y créanme que siempre voy a estar acá y voy a estar endeudándome con ustedes para poder platicar con toda esta gente magnífica de Orange Walk Norte. Gracias.
Right, and like you rightly say that you will be here to expand more on your plans and different projects, or what's your plans towards the people in Orange Walk North, because today is just an announcement, right? But from here, well, it's made official this morning that yes, you will contest for the Orange Walk candidacy for the Orange Walk North area, right? So we want to wish you the best luck, and I know you always comply. I hope that you will comply with me this morning. You know, I always ask you for make yourself, right? I will ask you for that this morning. Hit me.
Estamos aquí en su programa. Hoy en detalles.
That's the way I like. Take us home,
y hoy es, gracias por estar con nosotros en el Sugar City Morning Show. Que es el programa que les trae todas estas noticias y toda esta discusión, compañeros. Muchas gracias por su apoyo, muchas gracias por la sintonía. Quiero darle de nuevo gracias al equipo de producción, al doctor Homero, a Chequi, pero importantemente a ustedes que hacen toda la diferencia. Ustedes son la razón por la cual estamos aquí. Muchas, pero muchísimas gracias. Todo aquí con el afán de informar, educar y a veces entretener a la audiencia. Compañeros, muchas gracias de nuevo. Aquí recordándoles de que este show se repite hoy por la noche a las 9 de la noche y de todas formas estaremos mañana con ustedes y de lo que entendemos mañana tendremos al ministro.
Right, tomorrow we're supposed to have the Honorable Edmund Clay de Lancaster. He's the Minister of Transport, and NEMA will be discussing on both of his portfolios tomorrow, especially when it comes to traffic.
Especially comes to traffic and also to some respect NEMO.
Right.
Okay. Así que tendremos primero Dios al ministro y entonces el jueves continuaremos con la educación al respecto del referendo y al diferendo Belice Guatemala. Así que sigan con nosotros. Nos vemos mañana a la misma hora. Mi nombre es Emmanuel.
And I'm Robert Chequi Usher.
Homero Robelo, a sus órdenes.
Se cuidan todos. Nos vemos.